Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Colin Abrams with the HGP SPORTSCAST. The Georgetown Football Association on Tuesday launched the GFA Stag Revival Cup. This coming after the installation of an IMC to the association by the GFF. Football within the GFA has been dormant for some time now. It was the intervention by the sport's local governing body, the GFF, that has resulted in this competition being launched, since they have appointed an IMC to manage the association. Competitions Director of the GFA, Otis James, said it has been a long cry for football in Georgetown.
It has been a long time since the cry at the GFA is football. So I'm so pleased to have something like this happening at the GFA. Myself and the rest of the members of the competition committee, Mr. Faisal Khan, Junior Forrester, Mr. Bob, Mr. Akram Sabri, we all came together to put this wonderful competition together. That named the Stag Revival Cup. It's a tournament played over 16 days, 56 matches, the round robin format, and then the quarterfinals that starts from a knockout setup with 8 teams go through to the quarterfinals. 2 teams coming out from each group, 4 groups.
IMC Chairman Trevor Williams said he was pleased to see the revival of the sport within the association.
It's part of our mandate to see football played again in an organized and of course sustainable manner in Georgetown, and so competitions are going to be high on our agenda. We wish to thank the GFF also for playing a very integral role, and of course Stag Beer for coming on board with this Revival Cup. The work of the management committee, the IMC, is cut out, and at this time I wish to say that we are very happy to have started this process and have football being played while we continue to work to sort out and stabilize the issues in the GFA.
He further stated that the reinstatement of programs with the GFA is on the top of the agenda for the association, and encouraged clubs to collaborate with the GFA to further help build a better playing environment. A marketing representative of the Ansi McCall brand said that the company is excited about being part of the tournament, since they have always supported football in Guyana.
That's why we as Stag Bear is supporting this initiative, and we are longing for the day sooner rather than later to see Guyana participate in a bigger tournament, and it's in a national tournament. I want to say, please do not see it as a vague dream. I mean, we all want Guyanese to put a helping hand, just as we're taking initiative to do the same. At this tournament, we'll be able to see top teams with top talents, top managers, top trainers, skillful strategists, and at this tournament. This is definitely going to be a soccer fiesta.
The sport's local governing body president, Wayne Ford, said the tournament will see the participation of predominantly under 20 players from the top teams across Georgetown.
For this GFA Stag Revival Cup, you will have the non-elite and predominantly under 20 players of Fruta Conquerors Football Club, Western Tigers Football Club, Guyana Defence Force Football Club, and Buxton United Football Club competing in the tournament. It is an opportunity for the clubs, those elite clubs, to give their under 20 players an opportunity to challenge themselves against the re-emerging GFA clubs, and give our national selectors an opportunity to see the under 20 boys at play.
The matches will be played at the GFC and Tugville grounds for the entire tournament. James explained the grouping of the teams to participate.
Guyana Defence Force, GFC, Pili Football Club, Northern Rangers Football Club. That's Group A. Group B, you have the Western Tigers, Rhythm Squad, Beacon Football Club, and Blackport. Group C, Fruta Conquerors, Guyana Police Force, Campton Football Club, and Eastville Football Club. Group D, Buxton United, Santos Football Club, Flamingo Football Club, and Ardent Disciplined Football Club.
The top team at the end of the tournament will receive $500,000, second place $250,000, and third place $150,000. Fans are asked to seek press for full fixtures of the game. Colin Abrams, HGP Sports. Guinea's 100-meter hurdler Genia McCummon made the cut for the finals, whereas Emmanuel Archibald in the 100-meter and Winston George in the 400-meter bowed out in the semi-finals at the Central American and Caribbean Games in Colombia. Stanford Howard has the details.
Emmanuel Archibald of Guyana sprinted to a second-place finish in the first heat of the men's 100-meter. Finishing in a solid time of 10.21 seconds. Archibald returned later in the evening to race in the first men's semi-final, where he placed fifth with a time of 10.17, just failing to qualify for the finals. Guinea's Janae McCannon, who competed in the women's 100-meter semi-final on Monday, brought fourth in the second semi-final heat with a time of 13.27 seconds. She now qualifies by performance time for the finals. George, who started his bid for medal at the CAC Games in the 400-meter race, was placed in the second semi-final heat. He came in second in that heat with a time of 46.77 seconds, but failed to qualify because of the other heat's timings. Reporting for the HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
The Guyana Amazon Warriors have signed Australian all-rounder Chris Green for the first 4 matches of the 2018 Hero Caribbean Premier League. Green will be covering for Cameron Delport, who will be unavailable until August 17. Green will be available for the matches against St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, the St. Lucia Stars, Barbados Tridents, and the Jamaica Tallowas. The 24-year-old Green has played 27 T20 matches and has scored 149 runs and taken 22 wickets. He has played for Sydney Thunder at the Big Bash in Australia and Lahore Calendars at the Pakistan Super League. Despite Windies are still in 9th position in the ICC rankings, Guinea's Shemron Hetmyer made a huge jump in the ICC players' batting rankings. Devendra Bishu, Chris Gale and others also made leaps. Stanford has more.
The West Indies lost the series 2-1, but there was something to smile for by the home side. When it comes to the batting side of things, Guinea's Shemron Hetmyer made a huge jump in his batting rankings since his ODI debut in New Zealand last December. Hetmyer, who scored 207 runs in the 3 ODIs against Bangladesh and holds the record as the youngest Windies batsman to score an ODI century at home, has moved up to 59th, up by 77 places. Shea Hope just made a slight move by 5 places. He is now ranked 45th. Gale is now up to 66, up by 12 places. On the bowling side, Ashley Nurse propelled to 38, moving up by 25 places, and Guinea's Devendra Bishu is now 92nd, up by 31 places. For the HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Thank you, Stanford. Russia remains banned from international athletics even after the country has made, quote-unquote, improvement in key areas, says the IAAF. The country was banned back in 2015 over evidence of state-sponsored doping. Even though Russia has gone above and beyond what is required to prove to the IAAF that they are ready for competition, the body said they are unanimous in their decision to retain the ban. A spokesperson for the IAAF said that some gaps still need to be filled, and until they can fix these, they aren't yet at the point where every element of reinstatement criteria has been met, even though progress has been made. The IAAF Russian Task Force team leader Rune Anderson said 3 demands must be met for the reinstatement of Russia. These are: the Russian Athletics Federation, RUSAF, must pay for the costs incurred by the IAAF in wake of the doping scandal, notably the establishment of the task force. The Russian anti-doping agency, RUSADA, must also be reinstated by the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, with a key requirement being the acknowledgement by Moscow that Ministry of Sport officials orchestrated the doping of Russian athletes. And finally, Russian authorities must give access to doping tests carried out at RUSADA's Moscow laboratory between 2011 to 2015. Russia has repeatedly denied running a state-sponsored doping program, but evidence of state involvement in systemic doping of Russian athletes was compiled in a 2016 McLaren report. Colwyn Abrams, HGP Sports. And that has brought us to the end of this edition of the HGP Sportscast. Remember, if your dream is big enough, the facts don't matter. Goodbye.